morning. I swear a lot.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Disco Elysium. It's been a minute. I had a lot of stuff to work on and more stuff to work on as well, but I still want to do this consistently because I've been enjoying this series very much. So I have since learned that I am not required to either punch out Measurehead or subscribe to his horrific way of life in order to get past him, so I ain't gonna, which means I ain't gonna drink the wine to try and beat him up, because I don't need to, so I ain't gonna. If I find an item that increases my physical stats, or increases the, physical instrument ability, or anything like that, yeah, I might have another go at him just because I'd really like to punch him out, but we can get around that. Hello, ma'am.
Let me handle this.
The woman says to the crowd in the mess hall before turning to you.
Detective disorientated. Are you still wondering where you are? This is Martinez, in case you've forgotten. I advise you not to overstay your welcome.
Well, your demeanor sure changed.
Her entire character has shifted. This young woman is cold as ice.
Yeah, now that she has friends. I just wanted to know more about the place. Before I check it out, that's normal.
Yes, extremely normal. I'm not a gardener, by the way. I'm a legal counselor for the Dock Workers Union.
Okay, you're acting like I should care.
So let's get to it. You're looking for Titus Hardy? You think he has information that will help you? Maybe he does.
She points to the man on her right. Well, thank you for giving me a name, because I didn't have one before.
That's Titus. Talk to him. But know this. I'll be keeping an eye on you. No strong arming. Nothing official. The District of Martinez does not recognize your authority to make arrests.
I see.
It doesn't matter if you recognize our authority. We will make an arrest if we have to.
Mm-hmm.
She says nothing. Her glare speaks for her.
What's your role in all this?
Like I already told you, I'm a legal counselor. Do you have hearing problems?
You seem to have a problem with basic politeness. I'm just asking questions. So what if I wanted to talk to you instead?
What you want is of no significance, officer. Don't test your authority. In Martinez, you are no one.
What are you going to do to me? The lieutenant is not satisfied with the approach.
What are we going to do to you?
It's a cold laughter, devoid of joy.
The union isn't going to do anything to you. It is not a crime syndicate. It is a labor organization.
It's funny because it's acting like a crime syndicate.
Goddamn right it is.
A gruff humph from the table.
If anything, it is the RCM who do things to people. But we digress.
Apparently, so why are you so aggressive?
Aggressive? You make your living enforcing violence. These people are just dock workers.
There's been a murder!
So you were spying on us, and now you represent murder suspects. Just dock workers.
Listen, you moral intern lackeys. You're a mob, enforcing the unlawful privatization of Revachol. 20 fat men in the Occident are stealing it all, and you're their bodyguards.
Yeah, but you did murder someone. Like, you know, philosophical standpoints aside, you literally murdered someone.
Fuck yeah.
So ask what you came to ask, or get back to your commanders.
The privatization is not unlawful, it's cool and funny. Maybe you're just not historic individuals. I liked that, good start. Let's take it a step further. Armed uprising, what are the union's plans?
Look, a comedian. Do your job, ask your questions, then get out of Martinez.
Strange. It's as if people don't believe a cop could be a socialist revolutionary.
Perish the thought. I'll talk to Titus then. Okay, well, you're not a friend. I'm keeping your gloves, by the way. It's a bowl. There's spit in it, reeking of tobacco. God, chewing tobacco is gross. Don't get me wrong, smoking is gross. Just because I do it doesn't mean I don't believe it isn't gross. But chewing tobacco is fucking gross. Photos of men in overalls toting guns and union placards. I'm gonna ignore you, Titus.
Behind the dock workers, a ceiling height window. The hawthorn branches scrape the glass like bony fingers.
Squint.
There's a little slide panel up there to let some air in. No need to open it in spring. It's still too cold outside.
Look out the window. It's not time yet, but it's a white check. Oh!
Nothing. Just black tangles like the hair of an old woman. Motionless. The wind in the yard doesn't reach the hawthorn, nor does the light come in from this window.
Why is that a morale damn? Fine, whatever. All right, tighty boy, what do you got? Hello.
This is where you say your bit.
A broad-shouldered man points at you with a beer can. I guess I will say my bit.
Detective.
The lieutenant acknowledges you with a sharp note. He's leaving it to you. I'm not going to say anything yet.
Hey, dipshit. You hard of hearing or something? The boss man's talking to you.
Cross your arms.
What, is he fucking kidding? This guy high or something?
The little guy stares at his mates in disbelief.
Hey, asshole, up here. We're talking to you.
We are looking for Titus Hardy.
The lieutenant turns to the broad-shouldered man at the end of the table. Maybe I should have said something. We need to talk about the guy out back.
Oh, this is about him. A real looker, that won't.
Clearly a lady killer, yes.
You're sure taking your time, waiting for him to get ripe and pretty for you, huh?
We're leaving him there as a lesson so you could truly see what you did. That's my excuse.
Oh, he was a real pretty boy by now. Real hot stuff. Letting out that pretty boy smell.
Uh-huh.
Time to go to work in the shit factory!
But that's what my limbic system said to me.
Easy, boys. These janitors have a hell of a job cut out for them. I mean, I wouldn't go in there for $1 million.
He slaps his forehead. Just don't go in, forehead.
You might want to start asking your questions now. It's not going to get better than this.
You're not my legal advisor, fuck off.
These guys are so macho, they're ready to confess to first-degree murder. Ask if it was them.
Huh.
Do a head count first. Connect these men to the tracks you saw in the yard. Chances are they're going to match.
Let's scan the room.
Starting from the right. Boot size 44. Blonde man. In his 30s. Overbearingly masculine.
Uh-huh. Did the boot prints appear overbearingly masculine?
Sitting on his right. Standard working boots. Size 45 or 46. Eldest in the room. Probably mid-50s. Smoker. Quiet.
Did his boots look like they were smoking?
Across at the other table. Hobnailed working boots.
Uh-huh.
Size 43. Gang tattoos. Mesk or Sarah Mauritian. In his late 30s, early 40s.
Quite a motley crew we've got going here.
And then, standard working boot. Steel reinforced toes. Size 46. The big dick. Wide at the shoulders and lean at the hips. Rugby cap. Fingerless gloves. And numerous scars. A little under 40.
Can I have your fingerless gloves? I like fingerless gloves.
The emblem on his vest says Rowing Club. A little patch below it reads T. Hardy, Captain.
Captain of the rowing club?
In the far corner, standard working boot. Steel reinforced toes. Size 44. 40-something. Non-alcoholic beverage in hand. You squint. Is that a plectrum?
A plectrum?
On his neck. Forget it. It's not important.
If there's a band here... Well, actually, no, we already figured out the odd song. Never mind. The drummer theory goes nowhere.
Let's call this one the musician.
The musician. And the little guy?
Size 41. With the light step. Not a child, after all. An older man with a rat face. Mean, watery eyes, and 2 front teeth missing.
Explains that, I suppose.
In the middle, heaving and wheezing. Big guy. Boot size 46. Deep marks. Probably carried the victim over. He alone is 130 kilos. Add the man in armor, and you could easily exceed 220.
I see.
In conclusion, these 7 are the actors on the crime scene. The footprints were theirs, but there's a discrepancy.
The odd soul.
Exactly. The missing lady driver who was running the drug trade. Does it mean the Hardy boys are involved in the drug trade as well?
Drug trade could be separate. Just because these guys murdered someone doesn't mean they're also drug dealers, you know? One crime does not necessarily implicate another unless they are directly linked. And for all we know, this murder wasn't exactly a premeditated plan. It could have been a spur-of-the-moment thing, especially if the stories are true and some woman was assaulted. A lady driver could have been there when all these guys heard about it, and she was like, fuck yeah, let's go kill this guy. But just because of that, just because she was there at the murder, does not mean she did the drugs. They all did the drugs as well. They could just have been literally just members of the dock workers union who were pissed off because of what the guy allegedly did. But not necessarily.
Maybe. But hey, you've stood there for about 4 seconds, not saying anything. Now is a good time to hit them with questions. Where's the 8th Hardy?
The fuck is with you, fella?
Man, did you... buddy, if I ask you a question, you gotta tell me, right? You know, it's the honor system. You gotta be honest. We're all friends here. Did you hang the guy?
The pretty boy. You guys really love talking about that pretty boy.
It's almost as if it's why we're here.
Funny. But my partner and I have a serious matter to discuss with you.
I have spoken to the dead man in a bizarre occult vision. So why is there a container around his neck? Let's start off light.
Container belt? Like we use in the harbor?
Yeah, why?
Because we took it from the harbor where we work. Then we went out back and used it to hang him.
Okay.
We did this together. All of us. Until he was dead. That's why there's a container belt around his neck.
I know you're trying to do this, mate, like it's, you know, it's a big cocky statement because we can't legally do anything right now, and if we tried to arrest you, we'd be killed. But all you've done is confirm what I wanted to know, which helps me in my investigation. We'll find a means by which to deal with this, even if it's not now. So, your bravado does you no favors.
There's a catch hidden somewhere. He didn't confess so that you could take them all away. It's too simple.
Squint your eyes, but there's a catch.
There is no catch. These 7 honest men have all equally come forth to tell you what happened, so that you don't waste any more of your time.
Very considerate of them. Now, was there any of these I really wanted to, internalize? We got White Morning seems important. Ignoring that. Because this seems necessary to acknowledge, like, how bad it was, what we did to ourselves, as it were. The little man, you know. Yeah, fuck it, let's go for it. It'll take 5 hours, so better get started sooner rather than later. Yes, but he's only saying it because he knows he can't be arrested.
All 7 together. They're diluting responsibility. It's an anti-arrest tactic.
I mean, sure, but... I mean, the main issue is that we can't physically arrest 7 people, especially not if they're in any way violent. So you murdered him just like that? No remorse?
How many people have you sent to the Shays? Ever felt remorse for them?
Probably, yes. That guy I shot in the pelvis I felt pretty bad about.
Or send them to Reunion to rot. For 20 years. For life.
He says it as if it were worse than dying. Honestly, I drink so much I can't really remember anyone I've sent behind bars. I mean, there's no good response, and that's intended so that they can talk you around in circles philosophically. So we're just gonna go, yeah, but they were bad people. They were criminals. They were bad.
Rest assured, lawman. None worse than our guy. He got what was coming to him.
I mean, if the rumors are true, I 100% agree with you. So we might be able to work something out here, buddy. Who called the shots?
Are you deaf? There will be no singling anyone out. You can't arrest a Hardy boy without arresting all Hardy boys.
I ain't here to try and arrest anyone right now. I can see it's not going to work. I just want to know more about the situation.
Do you think you could do that? Do you think you could arrest them all?
A shadow of a smirk passes her lips as she tilts her head. I'm not trying to do that. I recognize the situation. You don't need to beat me over the head with it.
A trick question. Don't let her lead the conversation.
No, but seriously, who calls the shots around here?
Who do you fucking think does?
I thought she did.
It wasn't a question, dickwad. How fucking stupid are you?
This asshole is worse than...
Ah.
Titus runs the Hardy Boys, genius. That's why we're called the Hardy Boys. Ain't that right, fellas?
I mean, I was just going for a slight because Elizabeth keeps speaking for you.
I think you got your answer, Mr. Law.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, there are some administrative differences. But on that night, they all acted as one man.
She gives Titus a stern look. So when did it occur?
You don't have to keep answering his questions.
Fucking hell. What a nightmare she is.
I know, Lizzie. Relax. We killed him last Sunday night. Seemed like a good way to end the week.
I'm sure. Had you known him?
Known him? We don't associate with scum like that, asshole.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah! Who do you think we are?
Well, you hung someone. This is precisely why I'm asking these questions, sir. To know who the fuck you are. If this guy was an assaulter and you hung him, I'm well on your side, but I need to know what's going on, because so far we're only working off of a rumor.
Quiet. He came around about 3 weeks ago when that Pines cow first sailed into town. Happy?
And that lines up with what we've heard.
By the Pines cow, you mean Joyce Messier? The representative for White Pines? The same company you're striking against?
No. I mean the Pines cow. The stupid-ass cow they sent in to fuck us over. But you know what?
He rubs his chin, pretending to mull it over.
This is where he tries to sow discord between you two, because he knows the company is responsible for bringing the mercenaries into town.
I see.
Why don't you ask her about the pretty boy? I'm sure she has interesting things to say when you ask her hard enough.
I mean, I have.
That's enough insinuation for today, Titus. Officer, your interview is drawing to an end. Don't waste your last questions.
I mean, I know how they killed him. They hung him. So why did you kill him? This is important.
Why? 'Cause he was worthless mercenary scum. And he stepped out alive in my town.
So he was a mercenary? That's it?
And he stepped out of line.
Tell me. I can sympathize, buddy. You already told me you killed him. You may as well tell me why you did it. Especially since it may well be, perhaps not in the letter of the law, but morally justified.
What kind of mercenary?
The kind that shows up when you start a strike. The experienced kind, too. Had Cohoy and Semenine written all over him. Ex-Oranese Special Forces.
Oh yeah, he served in more than a few theaters.
A live grenade. Right here in our bar.
And you decided to pull the pin on his two compatriots.
This one has a special gripe with him coming here.
Apparently.
I can't prove it, but I know he was sent by the Wild Pines. They hire merc shit like that. Story of every strike from here to Samara.
So how do you know he was in Special Forces?
Cause one night he walked straight up to the mic and said, "I'm Oranese goddamn Special Forces, and I'm gonna fuck you all."
Well, that will do it. Yep, that will certainly do it. That sounds like the kind of thing my character would do.
Really?
Really?
Yeah, really. Had a gin and tonic up there, sang some Oranese paratrooper song, and said he's gonna fuck everyone.
Some poor phrasing.
We couldn't believe it either, but he fucking did. Right there. Like some kind of animal.
Yeah, that is fucked up. So what did he actually do other than that?
Wrong. He harassed women, raped one, harassed workers, threatened to kill some as a warning.
Good. This is what I want to hear about. This is what I want to know.
From rape to harassment to threats of violence. Why the strange de-escalation?
Would it not go the other way around? Potentially?
He regrets mentioning it. Hopes you didn't notice.
Ah.
To kill us all, if we don't open the gates, if we don't let the scabs in, if we don't bend over. That was before he started coming here.
I see. He cracks his knuckles.
Yeah, he said it was his favorite joint now. Started coming here every night. Drinking, grabbing girls. Grab one of ours mid-karaoke, right there on the stage.
That is fucking terrible.
He grabbed someone?
The lieutenant is trying to make sense of this flood of information.
Yeah, this girl's on the mic. A beautiful girl, young. Gets into the second verse of Lover Lake. The fucker grabs her legs, starts screaming.
God damn.
Show me your
Oh,
Why don't you
God.
show me your Then, he gets knocked on the head with a wine bottle, doesn't even fall down.
Huh. Wow. See, as gory as the details are, this is what I wanted to know. Because if this is true, then I don't know how much power I actually have to do anything about this, but I'm more inclined to help these guys out. Because they've done everyone a favor by stringing this guy up in a fucking tree. I'm a bit of a rebel. I drank myself to death. I'm not afraid to subvert the law. I'll help you guys out. I don't imagine Kim will like it, but that's a discussion we'll have to have. So is this the same girl who was assaulted?
Aren't you fucking listening? My man is talking to you. He took care of it. They got the girl out before anything else could happen.
Good.
Yeah, me and Eugene got her out. Aren't you fucking listening?
Uh-huh. He repeats like a parrot.
Seems like they don't want to talk about that rape Titus mentioned. Why not? This is a serious allegation. Make them talk about it.
See, this is where it gets concerning, because if he hasn't assaulted anyone, don't get me wrong, he's still a piece of work, right? Like, we can tell from everything we've heard thus far. But there's a big difference. I'm really not justifying any aspect of this at all, but there's a big difference between actually assaulting someone and everything else he's done. That is a big leap. Still doesn't make him a good guy. In fact, I would probably want to string him up as well. But it is a big leap. And we need to ascertain that. And that is, of course, the information, the caveat that the game is intentionally dangling in front of my nose right now. Okay, but who did he assault? This is a very serious allegation.
No. You're not getting the name. That's a Martinez matter. And I'm not discussing it with you clowns.
Now, this could be because they simply don't want us talking to her because they think, you know, she's trying to recover, she's trying to deal with what happened, and we're probably not going to help. We're probably going to make her feel worse because we'll have to bring it up and it'll be a huge thing, and I bet my character has not been trained to talk about this sort of thing. But it could also be an attempt at subterfuge and diversion.
There's nothing you can do for now. He's stonewalling you.
Yeah, that's the way that is. So how did you kill him?
We hanged him up by his neck until he got real still. Wasn't that obvious, Copper?
Gotta ask for details.
Didn't they teach you anything at the cop school, idiot?
Yeah, the cop school, you fucking moron.
Can you give us a few more details? Did you muffle him? We haven't heard any reports of screams.
Titus, you don't have to clarify anything.
I don't know why she's properly acting as a legal advisor here if, for all intents and purposes, we have no means by which to do an arrest right now. And then again, probably good to cover their asses.
We overpowered him, dragged his unconscious body to the tree, put a noose around his neck, and hanged him till he was dead and steady.
Cool, thank you. The funny thing is, he could probably be lying here, and, like, I would have no way to refute him. That would almost maybe be a smart way to do it.
Then we left him for seagulls, maggots, and you fucks.
And you fucks! Oh, it cannot be retried. Wasn't he a trained killer from R&E Special Forces? If so, then how did you manage to overpower him?
With numbers, asshole. How do you think? You're right, Lizzie. I've done enough explaining here.
That may have been a poor question.
No, he hasn't. Not yet.
Where did it happen?
Weren't you fucking listening? The fucker came to our bar. It happened right here.
Okay. Things aren't quite right here, are they? Shanky might be lying. Please.
Titus
Yes.
is solid as a rock, and so are a few others. But
First, tell me who's solid.
Elaine, who looks like he might be Titus's right-hand man, the least antsy of the bunch. Definitely not his first time being questioned by the police.
So ignore Elaine. I'm actually going to write these down real quick. Because I don't know if the game is going to do this. I'm probably thinking into this way too much, but I feel like the game's about to throw me a little memory puzzle and be like, who, you know, give me multiple options on who I can talk to or direct my questions to. And it's going to be like, you know, Elaine, what happened? Or Shanky, what do you think happened? And then I need to remember who is and isn't solid. And if I ask the people who are solid, I'll get nowhere. So.
This little rat-faced fellow is solid, too. Always fidgety, yes, but no change there.
Surprisingly, Shanky is also solid.
Him neither. Mostly keeps to his tomato juice, or whatever he's got there.
So, Elaine, Shanky, and Eugene are big no-nos. Who's cracking? Ah. Fat Angus. This one, he's sweating profusely and has difficulty breathing. They've smartly kept him out of the conversation thus far, definitely the weakest link in the chain. It seems like they're not actually going to provide me with multiple people here and are just going to... Because I succeeded at the check, they're just going to give it to me, basically. But I'll write it down anyway. There we go. That's only 4 people, I could easily remember that, but... Whatever. Hey, you having trouble breathing over there?
No.
No. He looks up startled, his forehead shiny from sweat. Just breathe, forehead. A few coiled locks are peeking out from under his warm woolen hat.
Of course he's having trouble breathing. Just look at how fucking fat he is.
The man next to the big guy bursts out laughing.
Fuck off, Shanky. Angus is a powerful guy. All muscle.
I'm willing to bet.
Keep your eye on this powerful guy. Sooner or later, he's going to break like a piece of twig.
Despite the fact this question will be pointless, there's something you're not telling me.
And fuck you, too, copper. Picking on Angus like this. We're done with this schoolyard shit. And just so you know, he doesn't have trouble breathing.
I mean, I was just asking a question, man. I didn't call him fat or nothing.
His all-muscle comment wasn't sarcastic. He's genuinely trying to look out for Angus.
That's respectable.
This one is a stone wall. You won't get more out of them about the night of the murder. Not yet.
Yeah, I figured. Okay, I have other questions.
Like what, copper?
I'm not gonna ask, why don't I just arrest you? That's not gonna fucking work. There's no point. So what are we gonna do now?
Nothing. Your investigation here is done. Leave Martinez, go back to your stations where you belong.
Uh-huh. You know I'm not gonna do that.
I think we're going to stick around, thanks. Some things don't add up here, Titus.
The lieutenant closes his notebook.
I've done this job for long enough to know that people don't just confess to first-degree murder. Even if it is a group responsibility. We're going to look into this.
Yeah.
Good luck with that. You've heard everything a rent-a-cop is gonna hear from us. Real law officials. You're lucky you didn't get a beating.
To be honest, it went quite well.
Rent-a-cop. So that's what this is about. He doesn't see you as his equals.
Established authority. So I found 8 sets of footprints, but there's only 7 of you. Where is the 8th Hardy Boy?
What are you talking about, madman? There's no 8th Hardy Boy. There's 7 of us and we're all here.
He sizes you up.
Or what? You want to be the 8th Hardy Boy?
Maybe.
We ain't hiring.
Hey, if you're going around stringing up assaulters, I might want in. I'm just saying.
Actually, boss, we've been talking and we think she could maybe...
Ooh.
This person Glenn wants to hire, he really respects her.
Interesting.
She? So there's an 8th Hardy, and it's a Hardy girl? Who might it be? Elizabeth? The gardener?
No, it's the lady driver.
Shut the fuck up, Glenn! I do the talking here. Now what the fuck do you want, cop?
Cool.
So let me get this straight. There is an 8th Hardy Boy. It's a she, and you don't like us talking about her?
Seems that way.
That's right. We're not talking about this. This is a private Hardy Boys matter. Nothing to do with your shit. End.
He points at the lieutenant.
You're not cops here. Don't go digging around if you don't want a bullet in the back of your head. I'm watching you.
Yeah, but what if I do want a bullet in the back of my head, smart guy? I'm shit-talking. I'm shit-talking, which allows me to establish dominance. Why don't you just shoot me then, you fool?
Good.
Got him.
We are all watching each other. Officer, your question.
Ah, thank you, Kim, yes.
There's no point in pushing it further, he thinks. This is already a victory. We'll learn more about this 8th Hardy sooner or later.
Yeah, we've got him. Or her. Them. We've got them. We basically know who it is. Unless the game throws us for a loop, which it might. It doesn't seem much point going for 3 or 4. I've connected you to the local drug trade. No, we haven't. Really. We've connected the lady driver to the local drug trade, not these guys. They've worked with someone who is in the local drug trade, but that's, I believe the term, and I'm not a law guy, would be circumstantial evidence at best. That's not enough. And yeah, throwing an accusation out could garner us some more information, but it could also piss them off. Well, I managed to get a +1 on that. I need a lot more authority. And considering I just looked into researching, what's it fucking called? What's it fucking called? White Morning, my authority just went even lower. But I don't have my, my shitty clipboard on me, so that's not lowering my authority. Let's see what we can find out.
Like hell you have. There is no local drug trade. This place is as clean as a rifle. Go back to Jamrock and ask the local junkies how clean your streets are in Precinct 41 Kilos.
So I'm gonna assume he was completely unaware of it.
We'll do that. In the meantime, did you know that there's an abandoned lorry at the intersection that was used to move raw ingredients for drugs from Terminal B to Jamrock? The person driving it was present at the hanging. It was one of you. We've connected the footprint. Detective, do you want to deliver the coup de grâce?
Ah, the coup de grâce. Yeah, I'd love to.
The thought forms in your head, like a lightning strike branching in the sky.
Like lightning! You can't bottle thunder!
The thunder is his. Leave it to the lieutenant.
No, do the honor, Lieutenant. You've earned it.
Thank you. You're right, Titus. There is no local drug trade because it's all controlled by you. You're the drug trade.
Bold.
That's a mighty interesting theory. I guess that's what you would need to do, theoretically. A big, strong, state-run monopoly would outcompete the runts on the street.
It's logical.
Yeah, man. Theoretically, that's what you would do. To get rid of the gangs, the dealers, even some of the junkies.
Sure.
You would need good, trustworthy people to take their place, of course. Hardy men to run such a monopoly. For the good of the community, of course.
Butter him up a little bit. Good idea. People are always going to do drugs. At least this way you have some control over it.
Thank you. Theoretically, of course. Thank you. Theoretically.
Theoretically. He takes a sip of his beer and smiles.
He seems genuinely surprised at your response. In a good way.
Yes.
Titus, I'm amazed. Where is the same professionalism when it comes to other topics? You're doing great. I hardly have to interfere at all.
I mean, sure.
I don't know, Lizzie. I guess theoretical things don't make me emotional.
That's pretty good.
Now, was there anything else? I was sort of gonna get my brewski on.
Oh, I'm sure.
Not quite yet, Mr. Hardy. There were 8 sets of prints on the crime scene. There are only 7 Hardy boys here.
The 8th Hardy, the one who's missing. She runs the thing, right?
My answer is fuck off.
That's a yes.
Mind your own business. There is no 8th Hardy. I run this goddamn scene.
Thank you for the confession. I appreciate it.
Finally, you got something out of him. This could prove useful in the future.
I think so.
And here we go. Back to the usual.
Yeah. The woman's size.
I know. Fatty walked on all 4s. He's so fucking fat he left 2 sets of footprints.
2 sets of footprints?
Despite everything, the little man is quick on his feet.
Gotta respect that.
Go fuck your mom, Dennis.
Yeah, tell him, Angus.
That's more like it, boys. You heard him. It was Angus on all 4s. Anything else you need to know?
I mean, I'm not gonna establish authority. I mean, that could even be a warning as such.
Yeah. By friends, you mean his squad mates from Cronell.
Probably, yes.
Wouldn't want to beat up his grandma.
The snickering in the room, some of the men put their beers down. Yeah, they're forming like a tribunal and they're coming for you.
This is what happens if you take the law into your own hands. Other people start doing it too.
Let them come. The Hardy Boys are right fucking here.
Uh-huh. Do any of you have fully automatic weapons or military training?
You heard the man. Right here. We're armed. We got the whole district behind us. And Glenn. Glenn is fucking crazy.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. A well-oiled murder machine.
Uh-huh.
The mood is on the rise. They're feeling confident, ready to punch out the whole Merc platoon.
The bad news. You know that, right?
So are the local gangs. The fucking Barmy Army and the Madre scum. Seen any around?
No, funnily enough.
Yeah. Where are they now, huh? Sent back to Madre in an airtight cargo crate.
That is pretty impressive, it must be said.
These people are trained military professionals. Special forces, as you said. They're not a gang or Barmy army.
No, they're not. They're uncoordinated and drunk. We know more about them than you think.
I don't think you do. They are armed with automatic weapons, by the way.
We got weapons of our own. We got Ister 50s, Zeelagers. Glenn's got a knock cannon at home.
Will they pierce ceramic armor?
I guess we're gonna see, aren't we?
That's a no.
That was an unsure phrasing.
See what? That they don't?
Yeah, like you've been up against ceramic armor.
He takes a sip of beer to bide his time, then tries to get the last word in.
You haven't even seen the whole suit, right? I've seen the whole fucking thing, and it didn't make him immortal.
Yeah, but he was drunk, and you did get the jump on him, so... apparently they've gone rogue as well, so no one's gonna rein them in.
Big fucking surprise. They hire psycho scum, arm them to the teeth, and let them loose in the city. What do you think is gonna happen?
I agree with you 100%, it was a terrible fucking idea. Okay.
What do you mean, okay?
How do we play this? We either be blunt and just say, okay, they're gonna wipe you the fuck out. Okay, you got this. Okay, I'll help you. Okay, I'll help you, but I don't have my guns, so Or, okay, I guess I'll help them. I won't help them. I mean, if I don't manage to, sort this all out before they attack, I will help the people. I'll be on your side.
Yeah? Just try not to get in the way when the whoop-ass flies open.
Uh-huh.
I think he meant a can of whoop-ass.
I think so, but I think correcting him now would, not be very practical.
Beneath the whoop-assery, it's clear that he appreciates all the help he can get.
Nice. So, confronted about drug trade, discussed 8th Hardy, warned about the tribunal. That helps. I'm going to take off now. Not like I can establish my dominance now, anyway. I assume I could come back and try again. I hope so. Do I have anything that increases authority? Or more to the point, that lowers authority? Okay, so that lowers authority. I could take those off. Do I have anything that increases authority? I have esprit de corps. Can we just talk again?
You again. What is it?
Can we just do this as many times as we like? Does he have to just wander over and fold his arms? Seems to be. Still not a good chance, so I'm just gonna take off. We've established some good things here today. This helps. This helps a lot. This went very well, actually. Babysitting imbeciles, yeah. That's what you chose to do, idiot. You got anything to say?
I've got nothing to say to you. Why are you wasting your time?
Obviously she's not, but I'll ask.
I am not.
She says dryly.
You could be Liz. You could be anything. You could even be a model.
Uh-huh.
Even a mod? Glenn, I went to law school. I am an attorney.
She's an attorney.
He's right. With a face like that, she could be on the cover of Le Debutante International.
She went to law school, Glenn. She decided not to be a model.
So fucking what? Lots of models are actually really smart people, fuckwad.
So, I mean, that's irrelevant. She wanted to be a law person instead.
No, Glenn, they aren't.
They are. Her tone is cold and uninvolved.
This didn't change her opinion of you.
I mean, to be fair, that doesn't surprise me.
It's not her. She's not a hardy girl. Definitely.
Okay, bye. I got something out of that. So I need to prove authority to him, which is going to be tricky. I need to talk to Joyce later about the pail. I need to find a ball. Okay, so it might be worth trying to figure out a way past the gate. And I've been given some tips on this, which I appreciate because it prevented me from becoming a racist. Oh, that's a little... Hello. What's this?
An inconspicuous pile of the roofing material, Eternite.
I'll come back to that. Because there's a few things down here I'd like to... A bucket? I can't get through there. I can't do any of... Oh, okay. Why am I looking at this pile of the roofing material?
Because there's a secret door hidden behind the panels of Eternite. That's why they're too orderly.
I dare say, pull them aside.
There it is. You see a shabby little door.
Wow. Subtle. Continue.
What is this then? A tool shed? Let's investigate.
Let's investigate. It's investigation time. Let's go in. Ooh, plenty of things in here. Yes! An empty tube of magnesium supplement, however the fuck that's spelled. There's a pig. Good pig's head. It looks mummified. A silver plate with traces of bone yellow powder.
Be still, my beating heart. It's amphetamine. Sweet amphetamine.
Fuck that, no.
The lieutenant isn't studying the powder in the mirror. He's studying you.
Yeah, I bet he is.
There's a good vague way to ask where he stands on drug use. Professionally, I mean.
Should the police interfere?
Perhaps not. This is below our pay grade, detective. However...
He points to the ladder in the corner.
See that ladder there? It's probably another way into the industrial harbor, no? A secret path the local kids use.
And I bet that if we became friends with Kuno, he would have told us about this. What about this? The poster says, get out of the way or get fucked up. Damn, words to live by. What's this? Money. Good. I really, 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 really needed that, actually. Let's have a look over here. There's a coat up there. It looks like it has a patch on it. I'd have to get all the way up there, though. Wait, why do I have to get up there to... Okay, whatever. This doorway is going to collapse soon. Hopefully not while I'm up here. Money! Yes, I need more. Restoration pillars keep the ruins together. Postcard, Grand Couronne 37. Lovely. I can probably sell that. I have to assume. Can I get onto this roof? No, it's a different level. Okay. Well, I'm really glad that time doesn't go forward while I'm wandering around out here. It only goes forward during, like, conversations and stuff, because, oh boy, would I have wasted a lot of time just wandering around. Got an idea, okay? Because I don't really know where I'm going up here to make anything work. So... if I just click that, and then I'll automatically go somewhere. He's going somewhere. Look, he's going. He's going. He's going. Come on, buddy. Yes, look, you're figuring it out. You're figuring out paths I didn't even know existed. Attaboy. Get this first. Nosafed, handy. We could do with more magnesium, though, to be honest. What about that jacket?
Looks like someone left his tarpaulin cloak hanging on the railing here.
Look, Lieutenant, point to the flapping cloak. Someone left his cloak behind, probably me.
Yes, it's probably yours.
Yeah.
It bears the RCM insignia, and you have a habit of being careless with your equipment.
What do you mean? He judges the drop.
You could probably make the jump. You look like you've done some track and field in your day.
Look around.
The wind is aggressive up here. The lieutenant looks at the enormous crane towering in the distance over the container yard.
Uh-huh.
The look in his eyes is a mix of the engineer-like interest and the wonder of a 6-year-old seeing a horse for the first time.
He likes the crane.
That machine is a Kvalsund 1020 HK.
Ah, I knew this because I was wearing gloves. Kvalsund 1020 HK.
Is it? Kvalsund makes a lot of heavy equipment, but this is phenomenal, even for them.
It's pretty fucking big.
But I digress. We were focusing on your cloak here.
He looks at the sad piece of fabric flapping in the wind. I was hoping we could find some way to get... What exactly are we doing up here?
I was under the assumption we could ask the leader of this union to help us get this body down. This is why we're here, right?
I would assume. He doesn't wait for your answer.
Or it could be that we are just exploring.
He looks around, wind rustling his hair.
He's thinking you've forgotten where you are again.
Probably because I have. Do you think that's mine? Should I jump?
The cloak? I do think it's yours, yes. As to whether you should go for it,
He looks over the ledge at the cold pavement below.
Well, it doesn't seem too dangerous. 2 meter stops. Whenever you're ready to do it, I'll be right behind you.
Yeah, not right now. I need to prepare. Wrong thing. Okay, savoir-faire. So I need my genes so that my savoir-faire isn't damaged. Is there anything that increases savoir-faire? Not even a little bit. Is there anything reducing savoir-faire? My shoes. Well, there's only one thing for it, really. I'll just take off my shoes. Yep, that's smart. Out here in the middle of cold-ass, snowy spring.
The pockets of these new jeans are perfect for sticking your hand into.
Oh.
Makes you look cool, calm, and collected.
You know it.
As your hand enters the pocket, your fingers brush against something soft, yet crinkly.
Please be a $10 note.
Hey, it's a chewing gum wrapper. It reminds you of the fruity juice of apricots. You should inspect it closer if you have time. Something about the wrapper's texture is familiar.
I bet it's the chewing gum that my wife used to chew.
Cloak is still caught on the railing. No one has claimed it for their own.
Look, if I hurt myself, I'm only gonna, like, take a bit of health damage, and I have 2 Nosafed. I'll be alright. Oh no. Oh no. You're gonna trip over, aren't you? Why'd you need a run-up? Why'd you need a run-up for this? I don't understand.
No,
why not just...
No. That's still too high. What were you thinking? You're not a gymnast. You're a boxer. And
What?
you've climbed way too high up here.
Holy wow, that's high. It doesn't seem dangerous. The lieutenant must be crazy to suggest that. This is certain death. Vertigo almost pushes you over the edge.
You could have died there. Shit. I'm failing you. This wasn't part of our deal.
Well, it's just like, you could literally... I've done that in real life. It wasn't hard. You don't even need a running jump. Just lower... Literally sit on the edge of that and drop down. It's so fucking easy.
I got you, Bratan. Let me just adjust your breathing a little bit. There, isn't that better?
God, now I can't breathe at all. Stop doing this to me, Necktie. You're supposed to be a friend.
Hey, what's happening? You okay?
He sounds genuinely worried. Alright, Kim, I can't breathe.
It's okay. You're just having a little panic attack.
Yeah, little.
Try to breathe as slowly as you can, alright?
He shakes you gently by the shoulder.
The necktie lets go a little. Its vicious grip easing around your neck. Colors return to the world around you.
Thanks. I think it's working. Let go of your tie.
Good. We can always come back when you're feeling better. It's just a cloak after all.
Yeah, not right now. Okay, well that went poorly. I need... First of all, let's do that. I'm gonna put my shoes back on as well. That's probably wise. Regain my composure. We'll go like this for now. Okay, well we should probably go buy some drugs. Because, we're not doing very well. We're 1 morale damage off of I don't know what. So despite having fuck all money... See, like, from down here I can literally reach up and grab it. Why do I have to... Oh, this is poorly conveyed. Let's at least go get some magnesium, just so we have a buffer for if things go horribly wrong. It's gonna cost a lot, but...
Okay, here, I hope.
Thanks. Yeah, I need that. Oh, you can take it in multiple... Oh, that's really good, actually. So we'll get it up to 3, and then keep 1 left over as a safety net in case things get really bad. Okay, now back to the roof. Now back to the wall. Okay, so what the fuck do I do now that I'm up here? Surely this provides means by which to... There's gotta be something I can do up here, surely, other than just nearly die. Unless, of course, I need to make that jump in order, like, I have to make that jump, not to get the cloak, but so I can go down here, so I can go around him. Or get in there. Which means I would need more,
A tarpaulin cloak is still...
savoir-faire. Okay. Yeah, not right now. I'm going to assume that's what I need to do. So, to that end... I wonder, actually, because the necktie really fucked us over on that. What if I took off the necktie? And then tried again? Would it give me a bonus because he's not fucking with me?
A tarpaulin cloak is still...
I don't know why the fuck she's there, but okay. That's funny. Yeah, not right now. And then if I took off my shoes, because they're not helping.
A tarpaulin cloak is still caught on the rain.
Nah, I just need more points to savoir-faire. So we need to go talk to people, which is fine. There are more people we can go talk to. Put the necktie back on. And chase up a few leads. There are still things we can do. We just need one more skill point, and we have quite a bit of experience, so we're not far off getting that either. Unfortunately, a lot of the stuff I want to do today isn't available until tonight or tomorrow morning, which is slightly annoying. But there are still other things. You know, I took a moment to think about it, and it just occurred to me that the game really does favor you playing more into a specific strength and spreading your stats out. Because at the moment, we have one of two skill measures by which to get past the gate and get into that area, which is physical and dexterous. And if I had, say, put all my points into physical, for example, I'd already be through that gate. And if I put all my points into dexterous, I would have just gotten over that pass. But because I've kind of put all my points everywhere, I have myriad levels of success in a wide variety of tasks. Which does, I think, create for a more interesting, series of events leading for progression, because you're not really sure how things are going to turn out at any given time. But it's definitely not optimal.
You can play with your children.
My children?
Who are you going to play board games with? Do you have friends or family?
Do I have friends?
Are you actually friends? Or just colleagues thrown together by circumstance?
Yes, kids, friends, chicks, I have all those.
Then you're a lucky man, officer. Children are the greatest of treasures.
She fiddles with her pendant, thinking.
For playing with friends, I'd recommend Suzerainty. It's a civilization building game where you build a civilization, then set off to brutally colonize and repress other civilizations. It'll cost 12 real.
Why don't you just call it Britain Simulator? Then I'd buy it. What about all these rural things?
Lousy auras there. No, role-playing games are popular among those types.
Oh, yes.
You know,
nerds.
Who are into those kind of things.
Geeks.
Personally, I don't like it. Not at all.
Geeks, nerds, and Satan worshippers.
I've heard they turn people into occult enthusiasts.
Yes.
That they have rituals where they try to summon entities. Highly immoral stuff.
Oh, yes.
You can still buy them, though.
Those D&D players and their occult rituals. How dare they try to make videos about their D&D playing games. I'm glad Wizards of the Coast set them straight. If it's not abundantly obvious, I'm being extremely sarcastic. Don't fucking come at me about that, for God's sake. Wizards of the Coast are fucking stupid for what they've done. And if you actually... No one, surely... I'm gonna give you guys some faith here. Surely... No... It's a tome of fascist magic, rather candid, I dare say. Surely no one actually thought I was advocating them. I'm gonna give you guys some credit. I know it's the internet, but you're all people too. And you're better than that.
Welcome to Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People. My name is Plaisance.
The clerk extends a greeting.
Be welcome, and please take responsibility for the energy you bring into this space.
I bring nothing but rockstar energy.
A golden pendant hangs around the woman's neck, in the shape of what looks like a tiny fish head trapped in amber.
Before we go on, you seem to be well off enough. Can you give me some money? She's a shopkeeper. She's not going to give me money. A curious pendant you're wearing.
Oh yes, helps to have an anchor in these times.
She clutches the pendant and narrows her eyes as well. Can you give me money?
Sir, don't be ridiculous. I certainly will not give you money.
Oh.
I would be doing you a grave psychic disfavor.
She gives you a disapproving look.
One has to earn one's success, even if one is a police officer. Handouts are nothing but manipulation. All they do is make you dependent.
Yeah, but I'm dependent on having a roof over my head.
Certainly there are good things to be said about dependence.
You misunderstand me. I'm a powerful feudal lord and I demand tribute. This is about traditions.
Now, hey there. Sounds like someone isn't taking responsibility for the energy they bring into this space.
She raises her finger.
Tribute? Power? These are not the traditions we're used to in this part of the world.
So do you own the store?
I am. the proudest owner of our little shop of culture.
Her voice, high-pitched, sounds familiar. You've talked to her before through the doorbell. So what if I want to buy a book?
Goodness, you were already doing good, browsing the shelves. Why'd you stop? Don't you feel compelled? Go, go. Get back there. The books await you.
I already bought a postcard. What do you want?
Everything is on the shelves. Take a look yourself. The shelves compel you, don't they?
Uh-huh. Conclude.
She smiles and nods, seemingly relieved.
So the girl mentioned that this place is cursed.
Cursed? Who said that? Annette? I'll have a word with her.
Oh boy.
This place is not cursed. It has a robustly magnetic energy.
Uh-huh.
Good for commercial activity. My business is thriving, sir.
Is it?
What in God's name is she talking about?
Yeah.
Doesn't feel like it's thriving. Feels ghostly.
Going by the fact that me and Kim are the only people in here, your daughter's the one standing outside, right?
Annette, yes, my daughter. I hope she wasn't slacking off again with her nose in science fiction. Tell me, was she at her post doing her job like a proper girl?
Yes.
Wonderful. Did you talk to her?
Yes.
Great. On a scale of 1 to 10, how compelled were you to buy books after talking with her?
I didn't realize I was doing a survey.
Her opinion of her daughter depends on how well she lured you into the store.
Annette needs the help. Dealing with this lady, Annette needs all the help she can get. 10. She's certainly very polite and helpful.
My precious, her dedication brings joy to my heart. If you have children, I hope they turn out as great as my Annette.
All this pressure has made her anxious, you know. She's been chewing her nails.
God. I've told her not to do that. It's such a disgusting habit. She'll get over it. Anxiety is a part of life.
Yeah, but it's not your job to inflict it on her.
Part of hers, too, clearly.
I don't think she can do anything about it.
She can, if she has enough willpower. This is what's called growing pains. Life isn't easy. Life doesn't give breaks.
No, but you could be a reassuring presence rather than a stress-giving one.
Come on, ma'am. It's obvious she can't do anything about it. You are placing an unnecessary burden on a young child.
What you're doing is wrong. Even I know that, and I usually don't know anything.
She stands stiff and severe, silently fuming. 10 or so seconds pass without change.
You don't know how much I don't even know, but I know this.
She's looking for one, but there simply aren't any good arguments for being an asshole.
I agree.
Oh no. Hold on. I need to invite her inside and apologize. She must be freezing out there.
She is.
There. I don't know what to say to you. My husband, he tries to teach me business lessons. I have what my mother called a dull mind. All this stress.
She stops, but her mouth keeps moving.
It sounds like both the husband and the mother treat her the way she treats Annette.
Interesting. So it's perpetuating, maybe abuse would be a strong word here, but it's perpetuating a cycle of mistreatment. You're like Annette to your husband and your mother.
Oh, well, my mother was horrible, of course. Absolutely perverse energies around that person. But my husband...
She shakes her head.
My husband is completely different, of course.
Is he Annette's father?
Yes. My husband is a successful entrepreneur east of the river. If only he were more involved in the business we're running up here. No matter. Soon we'll both be off for Grand Couronne.
Grand Couronne, what's that?
It's a proper place to live.
Ah.
One of the most peaceful neighbourhoods east of Jamrock. You may know it for its massive housing projects.
It's way better than where I live.
Most of the buildings are empty at the moment. It's a great opportunity to get ahead of the crowds. Better times ahead for sure.
Oh, I'm sure. And your husband's also involved with the bookstore?
He made the initial investment. Since then, he's been what you might call a silent partner.
Very supportive.
Super silent. Almost inaudibly so.
Seems to be. Is she an only child?
Yes, I'm afraid so. A real treat she is. It would be nice if she had... No, we couldn't have afforded more children, really. Not in this economy.
Not in this economy. More children in this economy? I don't think so.
A glimmer of sadness blinks through the well-crafted exterior.
Why not?
We're quite busy people, you know, my husband and I. Quite busy. Children are a lot of work. You don't look like a father, so I don't expect you to understand.
I certainly don't act like a father. I'll give you that.
I'm sorry. I'm sure you do understand.
I mean, I have no ability to refute you, so sure. She told me she doesn't go to school anymore.
She's been too busy helping me here. So she studied at home this trimester. This is a temporary solution, of course.
It probably should be temporary.
I assure you, I of all people understand the importance of education. She will be back in school the moment the store takes off.
Alright, but what if the store doesn't take off? What then? Okay, I had something else in mind.
Looks aloof. Her features much softer. Occasionally she glances at her daughter's silhouette.
As she should. Farewell for now, book peddler. I don't have enough experience, do I? Nope. I didn't get a lot out of you. So what's this over here?
You see a set of tattered curtains blocking the way to another room. A strange cage-like trinket dangles from the curtains.
Paranormal activity.
Excuse me, officer. The back room is strictly for employees only.
Ah, what's behind the curtains?
Nothing. Now please go back to browsing the books. Don't you feel compelled to look at the books? The books are all you care about.
Don't try your psychic brain babble on me, ma'am.
She speaks almost as if she's trying to put a spell on you.
Spells?
Urging you to buy more books.
Fucking witchcraft.
Oddly enough, the more she tries to draw you away from the curtains, the more alluring they become.
Examine.
You see some kind of charm. An irregular polyhedron assembled from bones, sticks, and straw. Inside, a disturbing fish head with empty eye sockets stares at you.
I knew it! Sorcery!
Aside from poking at it suspiciously, there is nothing else to do with the fish head charm at this time. The curtains remain shut before you.
Pull them open!
Just as you're about to pull apart the curtains, the petrified voice of the shop owner cries out once more.
There's spells back here!
Sir, don't touch that. I told you it's off limits for the customers.
Her hand is closed around her pendant, her fingers nervously playing with the talisman.
Parapsychologically speaking, we're done if you decide to open them. I won't be held responsible for the consequences. It's too dangerous.
Parapsychologically, you're saying?
She looks away, mumbling. Why is everyone always messing with the curtains? Why can't they just buy books like normal people?
This is about to curse? That's why you're afraid?
No, it's just a storeroom for the employees, I told you. Now please step away from the curtains.
This is different. I'm a police officer. I need to get in there.
Why? It's not like anyone was killed there.
She stops abruptly as her hand flies over her mouth, baffled by her own bluntness.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to be so impolite. Just please don't go there. I can't allow that. You'll only make things worse and unleash the powers.
The powers!
The curtains do seem frail suddenly. Not robust enough to contain a slippery darkness.
Certainly, but I sense this place calling for me. I must investigate beyond the threshold.
You do? My God, even more reasons not to mess with the curtains. Just step away, dear sir.
You can't stop me. I'm a cop.
No.
Please
just talk to me, officer. Come here and let's talk this through before you decide to do anything extreme.
She raises her hand to try and stop you.
Talking is always good. Go see what she has to say.
Okay.
There is something mysterious about the curtains. Be careful.
Careful.
The curtains, tattered with age and covered in dust, hang before you, as if taunting you.
All right, let's go talk. And then we're going in. You can't stop me. You'd be foolish to try.
Hello again, esteemed officer, and welcome to Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People.
Why are you so uptight about those curtains? I need the secrets.
I already told you, it's just a storage room for employees. I don't understand why it's so important to you.
It's too late. You were talking about powers. I know they're there.
Just let it go, officer. Go buy some goddamn books. You're supposed to be drawn to the books.
If it's just a storage room, then why'd you have strange trinket? Why is there a fish?
It's just for decoration.
She wavers under your gaze, mouth pressed into a tight-lipped smile, then something breaks.
Okay, fine. It's because this place is cursed. Just like Annette said.
I knew it.
They don't call it the doomed commercial area for nothing.
It's because of curses.
Are you happy now, officer? Happy that you've ruined everything?
I haven't done anything yet. I'm gonna, but I haven't done it yet. So how does it manifest?
The curse is so much worse than you could imagine.
Uh-huh.
It's a disease.
Right.
Eating at the very foundation.
Shiver runs through the woman as she looks around the dimly lit store.
It's the curse of financial distress.
I dare say.
Of ruin and bankruptcy.
She peers at the curtains again.
Didn't that curtain just move?
I'm pretty sure it definitely did, Inland Empire. Yep, that's definitely a fact. Annette mentioned the previous tenants experienced troubles.
It's not just that, officer. We're dealing with something supernatural here. It's the cacodemons, feeding off bad business practices and disappointing income statements.
Cacodemons! Where's Doom Guy when you need him?
There's something wrong with this building, I can tell you. Ever since I arrived, I've sensed an eerie, lingering presence. As if I was unwanted here.
We have to investigate.
Sounds familiar.
Strange. I feel unwanted too. What does it mean?
Truly so? Perhaps the dark energies are leeching off you.
Must be.
You shouldn't stay in the store too long. It may be dangerous.
Why don't you just tell me right away it was the curse?
It's not good to talk about the curse, not in detail. The negativism.
Oh, yeah.
It's dangerous. Talking about the void wraiths angers them.
Void wraiths! The negativism, which isn't a word, by the way.
Wow. Void wraiths. You have new words.
I have new words.
Such wraiths may prove a formidable enemy. Suit up.
Suit up! Dexter, Sinister, we're going ghost hunting. Have you sought help from anyone?
Yes. I've contacted numerous parapsychologists and even a pair of Simonese mediators. They provided me with the wards.
She nods at the strange cage-like trinket on the curtains.
The wards help to keep the doom at bay and protect us against the darkness that lies further in the building. Even though now I fear, it's not enough.
Is your pendant part of the wards as well?
Oh, this? No, it's a special Himian amulet, blessed by desert pygmy shamans, with a spell of compulsion. It's to compel people to buy books.
Kim has been strangely quiet about all this.
There are numerous spells cast throughout the store. I had the books anointed with a different inducement spell, for example. It's guaranteed to boost sales 15%.
15%, you say?
Desert pygmy shamans. That sounds like a rather questionable way to describe a group of people.
I agree, I'm trying to ignore it. Would you like me to take the case? I can investigate, see if the curse is real.
Most certainly not. I don't want anyone who's not familiar with the psychic arts to get involved in this mess. Stay away. Leave the spirits be, so they can return to their slumber.
Psychic arts? Sounds right down our alley.
Ooh, I'm a master of psychic arts. You gotta let me try.
Slither up to her, you silver-tongued fiend. Show her what world-class perfidy looks like.
Yes, ma'am, I came here to help. I've handled paranatural situations before.
Are you sure? Don't think I haven't seen charlatans before.
I have returned from the void, a paradetective from a long line of paradetectives.
You're no paradetective. You look nothing like one. And you're clearly a drinker.
How rude.
Pardon me for being so blunt, but...
Very rude.
You look like one.
Oh.
The lieutenant keeps his usual stern calm. He silently picks out his notebook.
Time to take notes.
Go ahead then. Rock her world, he thinks. I'll compose some notes.
What a lad. I admit I've had my share of drinks, but only because the spectral realm is parapsychologically taxing.
How do you know all this?
Because I'm a paranatural detective.
Here we go.
I am the Void Revenant. I have the powers to debad all the bad energies.
I should have realized. A pattern lies within the fabric.
Yes.
The hand of fate guides us.
Yes.
Our meeting couldn't have been mere chance.
No, it's fate or destiny or something.
Perhaps you truly are the one to deliver this woman from the doom.
Doubtful.
But I am not the only one at risk. I have to think of my daughter. You are certain you can help us? Keep us safe? I can't allow any collateral damage to hit us.
Just ask my partner Kim, he'll vouch for me. The lieutenant mumbles in minor confusion. He has not been listening closely enough, and you've put him on the spot.
Certainly so, ma'am. I can assure you my partner is eminent in this particular field.
That was very well worded.
If you promise, good officer, then you might be our last hope. Do you swear it?
Hand on my heart, on my honor, which is non-existent.
Thank you, sir. There's one more thing I haven't told you about yet. The entity.
The entity. A timid sigh of relief followed by a cautious smile.
Do not act surprised. You know of these things, sire.
You know of these things, sire. Of course. The entity. Close your eyes, for I have sensed its presence.
You have?
Yes.
The entity takes the form of a woman, a witch probably.
Yeah, I know.
I've suspected that she must be connected to the curse ever since I first saw her. Did you know that she lives inside the chimney?
Chimney, the passage between heaven and hell, of course.
Yes, that chimney is part of the building's central furnace, and it's enormous. She has barricaded herself behind some metal security curtains. God knows what she's doing there.
Spells, incantations, rituals to bring upon your downfall.
Some unnatural magic, I assume.
Yes.
You should go find the entity.
The entity.
And ask what happened to all the companies in the building. What is the source of this curse? Here's the key to the warded door behind the curtains. Take it.
Yes.
Oh, and please do return to me after you've looked round. I'm quite anxious to know what she has to say about the curse. What you discover in there.
Yes.
Unbelievable darkness and ruin.
So much darkness and ruin. I should probably get more questions about the curse. I hope she pays me for this, because this has taken over the investigation.
Okay, but please, only a few questions. You wouldn't want to disturb the spirit.
Never mind, I asked all the questions.
The woman looks aloof.
Goodbye. Let's do this, Kim. Paranormal investigators. I need... Actually, I'll keep my bag. Just in case there's tear back there.
You see a set of tattered curtains blocking the way to another room. A strange cage-like trinket dangles from the curtains.
Pull back the veil. Let's do
You
this.
see a dimly lit room full of dusty furniture and trash. A doorway stands in the back, covered in dozens of scary little cage-like trinkets, your shadow looming over it like an omen.
Oh!
Oh my! A small terrified O escapes from Plaisance as she tries her best to look away, a round face buried in her hands. We're gonna need our torch. Not the racist mug, no, I don't need that. I need my torch. Yes. Yes, here we go. It's actually more bright in here than I initially expected. Well then. Ghostly silhouettes of hair dryers, I dare say. A vaguely androgynous portrait of a man. David Bowie? Merely looking at the unmanly haircut threatens your masculinity. It's so fragile.
A heavy door with a missing handle stands before you, covered in dozens, if not hundreds, of little oddly shaped trinkets and charms. It appears to be locked.
I could just knock. If I didn't manage to get the key off of her, I could try and break down the door. I could still try, but why? Knock on the door.
Only an echo. No one is there.
Unlock the door.
After exerting some force, you manage to turn the key. It's eerily silent. The door slides slightly open, letting a draft of cold air into the room.
Open the door and enter. Let's do this. Gym equipment? A ball! Success. We need to go see those guys. What do you have to say, Kim?
What is this place?
The lieutenant stares at the dusty training equipment. It's the netherworld, beyond the veil.
No, it's a gym. Though it looks like no one's been here in ages.
Yeah, it's a gym.
I doubt the electricity still works. Good thing we have a flashlight on us.
I came prepared.
An eerie feeling rises in your chest.
What if there's a reason no one's been here for ages?
Yes, because it's closed.
That might be a reason.
No need to look for supernatural explanations where a banal one will do.
I disagree.
Now let's move on, shall we?
There is a supernatural reason for this, and I will find it. Sand is dripping from a punch bag. Seriously, is that just a ball? Shot put ball. Would that work? Guess we can try. The poster says Citius Fortis, the rest is worn off. Worn out wall bars, they look unsafe. I suspect that those weights will require physical instrument. I'm gonna put that back on.
A barbell lies on the floor. The color has worn off its weight plates.
Old yet sturdy.
It's 60 kilograms. Your triceps hum at the sight of these weights. Show the world what kind of beast it's dealing with. Lift them.
Lift them.
There are no collars on the barbell. This is a safety hazard.
Oh no.
Why does it feel so familiar?
Ah. Is this familiar because I'm a weightlifter?
No, it's not that. It's the stale smell of rubber, the squeaky sound of sneakers, your bruised knee against the mat, and a whistle. Then the feeling is gone.
Maybe we were a boxer?
It's just a memory.
Ah.
A memory from another life, when you were young and fit.
Look, Kim, it's a trap. There are no collars on the barbell.
You're right. The weight may fall off. Better not touch it then.
What kind of a bastard would just remove the collars? It should be a felony.
It would be a violation of EPIS safety regulations if the gym was still operating, but it isn't. No one's supposed to come here anymore.
Let me see if there's anything I can find here that will help. Because, no. It's very cramped in here. Nothing. I'm gonna give it a try. If this makes me stronger, I will fight Measurehead again.
The barbell waits patiently on the floor, like a dog for its master.
It's gonna land on my foot and I'm gonna hurt myself. Yes, let's go! Yes, let's go! Oh! The man! The man!
Conjuring up an inhuman amount of strength, you raise the barbell up in the air. Your biceps tremble, but you're a savage.
Savage!
This is a children's game.
I'm a champion! Yes! Now I'm gonna fight a ghost.
A warm wave of accomplishment washes over your head as you drop the barbell to the floor. For a moment, it feels like you're strong enough to succeed at anything you ever set your mind to.
'Cause I am.
Hey, but you're still in a ghost house. What if someone heard this? What if they know you're here?
I'm ready for him.
Good technique.
Thank you, Kim. I'm ready to fight I'm gonna fight the ghost. You seem to think I'm not a confrontational paranormal detective, but I am. I'm gonna go give it the old 2-1-do-1. The old tuck and roll. The hallway is blocked by old window panes and debris. Man, this place is spooky. Large demijohn full of strange liquid. Wild animals stare at you in the dark, stuffed and mounted. New point. It was savoir-faire, wasn't it? Yes, because I removed my shoes to make the jump easier, didn't I? Yes. Savoir-faire. Very good. Now we have a chance of doing that again. I mean, I could have tried to go into physical instrument in order to... I can't actually put more points into that, can I? That is just how it is. So I wouldn't have been able to make myself stronger to fight Measurehead anyway. Savoir-faire is the way to go now, unless we want to become a drunk. Airship rotors covered in spider webs. They remind you of blades. Ooh, the horror section. I like. Money, I like even more. Naked mannequin torso, a strange yellow color. Blue velvet, soft to the touch, moth-bitten. More money, we're getting there. Just a little bit more money and I'll be able to have a room for the night. Skis with slipstream printed on the laminated top layer. Production schedule, filament memory. What? The cube-like crisscross of filaments feels oddly fragile in your hand. Its intricate scripture covered in dust. Silver tape on the side reads production schedule note. This filament contains radio information that can be read using a radio computer. That sounds important. Steel rotor blades bearing a slipstream logo. Kim, we're finding good things. This was smart. Is this Emma's atelier? Where are the clothes that used to display? I could do with some more clothes. Just have a little look around before we progress. Scribbled across a notebook, developers of the most advanced RPG in the universe. Am I about to discover The devs and my own existence in a video game, maybe.
This appears to be some kind of machine with a cube-shaped heart and a wired framework. The keyboard has a rectangular on-off button. A piece of paper still hangs from the printer.
What can it mean?
A radio computer. Just sitting here without anyone inside.
He sounds surprised and a bit cautious.
This is the Ream Civic radio computer, model RC5120, equipped with a Feld mainframe and a Ream-compatible printer.
You think I should turn it on?
We have one of these down at the station, but I never really learned how to use it.
Well, let's see what everything else here is, because it would probably to that. I don't know. Let's have a look. Maybe we can figure things out.
Your flashlight slides over an old green chalkboard covered in scribbles, sketches, and schemes, like some ancient cave mural.
It looks in relation to some kind of RPG. I see an elf with a sword.
Some of the writing has faded with age, but you can still make out sections here and there. Photos and drawings have been pinned to the board.
Inspect the drawings.
These lithe, pointy-eared creatures appear to be different types of Welkins. You make out autumnal candle Welkins, casting wax-based magic.
Wax-based magic.
Translucent Welkins, with organs shining under their skin. And even ether Welkins, hailing from the vast emptiness of sidereal space.
They're elves with beards.
Who are all those creatures? Fantasies of a tortured, feverish mind?
Must be.
One of the Welkins, towering among the rest, appears to be different, however.
Examine it, this is important.
It's Vara Hamira, a high Welkin.
I dare
His
say.
face white and scarred like cracked marble. This is clearly a Welkin supremacist.
No way.
The note says, all non-Welkin races will be purged.
Unbelievable.
The Haldor, the Twarg, the humans, and even headless men, all of them purged. Imagine a world filled only with Welkin, Green Welkin, Dread Welkin, and the High Welkin to rule them all.
Maybe I'm a Welkin.
An inordinate amount of time has gone into drawing these little Welkin creatures.
Little Welkin creatures. Whisper. One of them is a supremacist.
Political commentary. That one has a great beard too.
The lieutenant nods at the Welkin's facial hair. Why would anyone spend so much time on this?
Some people really like building a world, I think. Even if it's just for a game.
Hey man, the more details the better. This game has an absurd amount of world building. Who are these creatures? Who drew them? Are they real? I have so many questions.
This looks like concept art for a project. It's not really real.
You don't know that. Well, this has been educational. Let's move on.
Just look at those details. So much effort.
Yeah.
And for what? All gone.
Unless we produce it ourselves. Inspect the
The
photos.
photo collage depicts barren, icy landscapes wrapped in perpetual night. You see permafrost and glacial landforms, dead trees grown in under the snow. Entire oceans have been frozen from shore to shore. There are pictures of settlements on dried up riverbeds, abandoned in a storm. Animal corpses in the dark, carcasses and bones.
God, I wish I came to this bookstore sooner.
You see primitive oil rigs built into glaciers, boreal dvorg, yurts under the snow, great mammoth-like beasts of burden.
Wow.
Albeit dark and cold, this vision also feels cozy in its own way, like eggnog or morphine.
Or morphine.
A much-needed respite from our own world. A pinned postcard reads, "The heat death scenario. A desperate fight for geothermal energy engulfs the world as Wirral becomes untethered from its sun, drifting through the universe."
I play this game, it sounds rad. Inspect the schedule.
This is a monthly calendar from the year 50. Cryptic words like sprint, daily minimi, and GPI span the marker-drawn grid, the grand scheme of production and money.
Keep reading, what happened?
As time goes on, the numbers in the boxes grow rarer and rarer. The board becomes an empty snowfield in the final days. Only failure and regret dwell in this region.
That's sad.
Looks like they didn't make it.
The lieutenant looks at the frigid ice field of nothingness. The saddest thing of all, a high-concept, ambitious fantasy RPG that never saw the light of day.
A note in the bottom left corner of the chalkboard says, "See the prod schedule filament for details."
We can do that in a minute. Inspect the notes.
The handwriting is only partly legible, but you can still make out 3 slogans. Call in, tune out, Wirral untethered, and heat death of the universe.
Heat death of the universe. Well, let's check the other board and then come back to that.
This old fireplace is covered in lines drawn in blue and red marker, the mesh spreading over the stone like blood vessels on alabaster skin. It looks ghostly and strangely ancient.
What am I looking at?
Radio frequencies, it seems. UKV 123.6, UKV 123.7, UKV 123.9. Some written notes, too. Sparse and cryptic.
Did we use the lieutenant's car to find out what these are? Radio frequencies for what?
Unclear. It looks like a cardiovascular system split into veins and capillaries. Very advanced.
Of course, the anatomy of the curse.
Perhaps. The web is comprised of radio stations, all lead back to one red heart, titled the Game Master frequency.
Game
A
Master.
note says, this one can listen in on any station it wants. They must have had massive airwidth. These things don't come cheap.
Wait, who's the Game Master?
Someone very important.
Seemingly.
The leader of a massive on-air game built by these people.
If it's a game, then who's playing?
Whoever decides to call in to a call-in station, it looks like.
So a radio-based, not quite tabletop, but in essence tabletop RPG? Like a D&D game on a call-in station?
All of this is gone, left unrealized.
That's tragic.
There's no way a little basement studio working here could pull anything like this off.
Ambitious?
My God. It's as if the less money they had, the more ambitious their project became.
Cost of airwidth alone must have been huge.
Exactly. This schedule, I know doom when I see it. The company was running out of funding.
What else?
Nothing. It's just lines on marble. An echo from times long gone. No one has used the fireplace in ages.
Presumably we can use this. This is interesting.
The radio computer
Turn
sleeps.
on.
The machine lights up like some prehistoric animal stirring from its slumber, revealing fluorescent play and print keys on the keyboard. The hatch on the machine's central compartment is wide open.
Press play.
Nothing happens.
I figured.
Something's missing. There's no tape in the player.
Press print.
Nothing happens.
Okay.
It's empty like a beehive without its brood. Some cables have been left dangling, disconnected.
We have a thing.
The filament you have would fit perfectly inside the compartment.
Insert it.
Like a smooth draw, the filament slides into place. On the keyboard, the play key starts blinking.
And if we find other filaments, we might be able to bring them back here and investigate them. Press play again.
A bar of fabric right above the keyboard starts producing a soft hum. The sound of static seeps through the machine's planar magnetic driver. Have you stirred the ghost of the doomed commercial area from its rest? Could this be its dismembered heart beginning to flutter?
It must be.
The static gets louder, slowly filling up the abandoned hall, until a voice speaks out, crackling and old, cutting into the air.
Good afternoon. Fortress accident en rue de Saint-Ghislaine. This is East Insulindian Repeater Station 1.
This is Fortress Accident.
Please repeat. Is this the production schedule?
What's the production schedule?
The filament you have inserted into the reader.
You mean the glowing thing?
Yes. Is that the production schedule?
Was it? I think I can go back and look. Yes.
Good. Please repeat the password.
You should ask her for a hint.
I'm about. Can I have a hint?
No.
Is it my birthday?
Still no.
This is the police. Please open this thing.
I am contractually obliged to protect the privacy of the filament holder Fortress Accident. Without filing a warrant with Lintel, I cannot give you access to this filament.
That's all I had.
I'm afraid we are not doing that, unless we want to wait for a month.
I'm willing to wait.
Now, can you please repeat the password?
She sounds cold in the damp air. I don't know it.
Received. I will register this login attempt.
Okay.
Don't worry. Passwords have a way of turning up sooner or later.
I'm sure.
Fortress Accident. Is there anything else I can do for you today?
Why did you call me Fortress Accident?
Fortress Accident is the company on whose name the terminal you are currently using has been registered to.
Do you have any other information about them?
One moment.
You hear her flip through a catalogue before she reads out with studious care.
Fortress Accident SCA produces revolutionary interactive call-in radio games. That's what the catalog says.
And what's that? This interactive call-in radio game?
Any other questions?
The static drowns her response. Any other questions? You hear her ask when the connection finally improves. Are you a machine or are you alive?
Yes, I am alive. I am 74 years old and my name is Yvonne.
Hello, Yvonne.
She repeats passwords. Programming people are all paranoid.
Yvonne, my partner tells me that you're here because radio computer guys are all paranoid.
They are merely cautious. It's my job to protect their filaments as a password repeater at the East Insulindian Station.
Okay, but where are you? How did you know where I am?
I work as a repeater at the East Insulindian Repeater Station. It's my job to know where you are, Fortress Accident.
Okay.
As for me, well, I am sitting in my cubicle, surrounded by a wall of radios.
Hard worker.
Doesn't it get lonely, sitting there all by herself?
Doesn't it get lonely doing this job?
Lonely? Why would it get lonely? I get to talk to people all day.
That sounds nice.
That's why she does this.
Ah.
Now, please tell me if there's anything else I can do, Fortress Accident.
That's all for now.
Thank you, and goodbye.
Old lady's voice disappears along with the static.
Tiles on the cube are still smoldering, casting the framework in a soft glow. Fluorescent play and print keys shine on the keyboard.
I could try pressing print, see what happens.
Nothing happens.
Okay.
Okay. What do you think is going on with that computer, chalkboard, and fireplace?
Someone tried to exorcise the curse using technology?
No, that's not it. I think...
The lieutenant takes a step back, steepling his hands.
Like he's ready to lay out a fine theory, crafted together like a puzzle box.
Go for it, Kim.
It looks like one of those popular pen and paper role-playing games. Only these people were trying to automate it. Make it work on radio computers.
Yeah.
Utter madness, he thinks, as a compliment.
And how are they planning to do that?
Through call-in stations. None of the players have to be physically present. Anyone in the world can participate in the game, as long as they have a two-way radio.
It's a very good idea.
Then there's the game master frequency that listens in on the smaller call-in stations. I think that was supposed to coordinate the stories, functioning as a master of ceremonies of sorts.
Uh-huh.
Coordinating so many games would take a whole switchboard of people, possibly divided into sub-frequencies.
It would be very fucking difficult. Has anyone done this before?
Not to my knowledge. They make automated games in Grad, Messina, Königstein. You know, places with industry.
Yeah, with the resources.
Not in Revachol West, among the ruins.
Yeah.
But I don't think anyone has attempted to create an interisolary game before. We just don't have the technology.
This was a role-playing game?
Indeed. Those Welkins are a dead giveaway. Role-playing people love that stuff. The world looks like a modified version of the WeWorld board game, with hit death thrown in.
What do you think happened to the company?
No idea. They stopped filling out the schedule on the chalkboard.
Wow.
Indeed, it's ambitious and untethered from reality, but...
The world is cold and lonely. This will keep it company. Let's finish it.
It's too late for that, I'm afraid.
A half smile breaks out on his face. It's too late for that, I'm afraid, he says, looking around the derelict room, and the pipes howl and a rat crosses the floor.
Okay, let's keep moving.
Oh. Well, we should go get the password anyway, which I imagine is through this door. Don't actually know that, I'm just guessing. Money and magnesium. I'm so close to being able to afford a room for the night. So close. Are we outside? Sounded like we were outside. This is the curse room. This is the there's a giant bear over there. Oh, sorry. It's a giant bear. I got excited. An ice cream maker, defrosted and unplugged. Let's have a solid look around. See if there's money as well. The flashlight casts a strange shadow. There is a hidden doorway here. Go on, character, you can figure it out. Here we go. 2 rusty rifles are hidden above the piping. They look inoperable. That's a shame. I could really do with a rifle. Someone has stuck some busted guns beneath the ceiling. Wait, no, not yet.
A few bricks have fallen off, revealing a compartment behind the wall.
Oh.
It's too dark to see in.
Where are we?
Seems like an old bunker from the revolutionary period. Look at all those rifles. Must be an old weapons cache.
God damn, there's a hole in the wall.
There is, yes. And there also appears to be something inside the hole. Interesting. Do you want to take a look?
Yeah, I do.
Your hand reaches deep into darkness and spiderwebs. Rummaging around, you find rusty rifles hidden away.
Rifles, Kim.
Are these any good?
Inspect them.
Most of them are rusty and inoperable, like the rest. But one catches your eye. A bolt-action model with a fine wood stock in better cosmetic order than the others.
I love a good bolt-action rifle. This one looks nice. Take it.
That's a rare sight. Seems to no longer be functional, but still a beautiful thing in its own way.
The lieutenant notes with approval. His eyes are gleaming. What does this mean? A rifle here?
It means there are firearms, albeit inoperable, still lying around in Martinez. It's an interesting coincidence, I would say. Might come in useful in the future.
I could threaten someone with a fake rifle. That could work.
He likes this find.
I bet. Let's go. That's a nice fucking rifle. It's 11 real. A broken Bell Megrave from ages past. It's a 4-shot bolt-action military rifle with a wooden frame. And it's mine. Well, this has been a good find so far. Lots of money down here. I could sell the rifle or maybe threaten someone with it. I'm not above that. A frozen ice cream maker that's still running. And there's stuff over here. Please, money. Thank you. And no Safed. Thank you. I'm doing alright. This is a big fucking room. Intercom wires running into the breaker box. A black tank top. Drama. That sounds like it would be more useful in my daily life than physical instrument. Especially for what I'm doing right now. It's a mesh tank top. Where did you even get that one? No, really, who put it in that drawer? No further comments. Wear it at your own risk. Doing it. Yes. Very handsome. What is this?
2 cables are plugged into the breaker box. The red one leads off into the darkness, and the black one to the ice cream maker nearby.
Can we make ice cream?
Don't rip the red one out. You'll awaken the ghosts.
The ghosts! Let's not unplug or plug things until we've had a look around, hey? There might be things and stuff that we need to do and or see. I need to have a look at that bear. The wall collapsed, it's inaccessible now. Hello, Mr. Bear.
You see a terrifying ice bear with a strange compartment in its belly. The door is covered in frost, and the bear's eyes are glowing red.
What is this thing? It looks like a giant ice bear.
The lieutenant doesn't answer. His eyes are glued to the animal. A sharp slice of light shines out from its mysterious belly door.
Crack open the door.
A gust of freezing cold air rushes to greet you. You hear a low grumble as the bear regulates itself. This is the inside of a refrigerator.
Wow.
The lieutenant takes a peek inside. His hand has found the holster of his gun.
Oh yeah, the curse is all jokes, isn't it, Kim? So why you got your hand on your gun? Look inside.
The shelves are empty. All you see are crumpled ice cream wrappers with the brand name, Revachol Ice City. A handwritten note has been attached to the door. The fridge is huge.
Massive. Take the note.
You pocket the note and the little fridge magnets keeping it on the door.
Well, let's close it for now. Surely, yeah, that's an interactable item. Let's have a look.
The note is written with a blue pencil on a piece of lined office paper. The kitchen magnets have left spots on its surface.
Uh-huh.
Does it say anything interesting?
Lieutenant leans closer to read the crumpled note over your shoulder.
This is tangential at best, but the lieutenant's detective instinct is still active.
Hell yeah, let's read the note.
Someone has scribbled, S. I can't believe the off-site copy is still here. The illiterate ginger kid keeps stealing stuff from the studio, so I had to hide it somewhere safe.
I bet.
You'll find the filament memory with the offsite copy in the frozen ice cream maker. Please take it home, ASAP. It's important. I'd do it myself if I lived in a civilized place with a freezer. Take care. Sully Swaff.
You'll find the filament memory with the offsite copy in the frozen ice cream maker. Is that the thing we found in the other room, or is that a different one? I wonder who wrote that.
Looks like someone from that radio game company upstairs. I'm a little surprised they just left their property lying here.
Maybe it's because of the entity.
That's implausible.
But not impossible. I mean, that's Kuno.
Really? You don't have a single guess?
You mean Kuno?
Oh, I'm sure that child would love to get his hands on the filament memory. Even if he doesn't know what to do with it, he'd probably try to pawn it for speed, based on our encounter.
I would assume. You know where the frozen ice cream maker could be?
I don't know. I assume it's somewhere close to the ice bear fridge.
Didn't you see one right next to the breaker box?
Success! Put the note away. Is this the ice cream maker?
This orange machine is buzzing like an old submarine. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner on top and an electric freezer that appears to be frozen shut.
Try to open it.
You slip your fingers under the frozen lid, but the ice is too cold for you to get a good grip. A pry bar would come in handy here.
I bet.
No, this is going to need something else. Some kind of super pry bar.
Super pry bar?
Don't even try to open it with a regular pry bar. You're just wasting your time.
Am I?
If you want to try again, then you need to have the pry bar in your hand, detective.
Okay.
Equip the pry bar by...
I know how to do it. Don't patronize me. Come on, pry bar. It's time to be super pry bar. I bet I'm going to need maybe physical instrument for this. Put this back on.
This orange machine is buzzing like an old submarine. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner on top and an electric freezer that appears to be frozen shut.
Well, let's leave that for now then, because if I break it, that's going to be a bad time. And I bet if I turn the crank, it'll roar to life and destroy the data filament. So, yeah, not going to touch that yet. Let's examine the ice cream.
A friendly cartoon bear smiles back at you from a glossy cellophane wrapper. It looks nothing like the fridge.
Much more friendly. What is a giant bear-shaped fridge doing here?
Good question. It looks like an ice cream fridge.
The lieutenant reaches for one of the wrappers. He studies it in the light. So they tried to sell ice cream from this hyper-carnivore.
I know. What an unfortunate marketing choice.
Yeah.
What is even worse, the bear is still costing them money to this day.
The lieutenant points at the red snaky cable running from the fridge.
The fridge buzzes with energy. The electricity bill on this thing must be catastrophic.
This must be why everyone goes broke. This is why all the businesses fail, because they're paying the electricity bill on this thing and don't even know about it. It's a theory, anyway. What is this?
A thick layer of coal dust covers the furnace, coloring it pitch black.
This must be where the entity is.
Looks like this furnace has a face, and it's a face of agony.
Kim, what is this thing? Is it a furnace?
Looks like it. Looks like an old central furnace used to heat the building. It's connected to the chimney.
He opens the door and gingerly peeks inside.
No one has used it in ages. No signs of any recent fire. Only dead rats.
Look inside.
It's dark and grimy here. In the darkness you can hear chatter. It's coming from above. A voice or several voices talking to each other. Near the smoke chamber, upstairs.
Ghosts!
What are you doing?
I hear the murderer of the hanged man talking. I don't think you do. I'm not sure. I can hear someone talking upstairs.
Wait, really? We should investigate. See if someone's upstairs.
Hello?
Something breaks loose in you. A mighty bellow echoes throughout the chimney's depths. The chatter of tiny voices above suddenly cease. Then...
Hello? You hear a woman's voice answer.
You've awakened the entity.
I summon the ghost of this doomed commercial area. Answer me, spirit.
Hello? Did you say anything? I can't hear you. Please come upstairs.
Oh, thank you.
You hear a low rumble upstairs. The sound of a curtain being pulled aside.
After you, officer.
Very good. Maybe it's the entity.
You're right. The rooms do look like they're connected. But malignant entities don't exist. At least not the supernatural kind.
You don't know that.
Always has to be the skeptic, this man.
For sure. Well, we've made progress. We've made progress. This is presumably why we would go outside, and then we can go upstairs and then figure out why everyone thinks this place is cursed. Probably a combination of hearing them talking, and hello, there's more down here, and the ridiculous energy bill. Oh my god, I have so much money. I'm nearly there. Cellar window, people's feet shuffling by on the street. Oh. I thought I was higher up. So what curtain? Where's the curtain?
You're alive and well. Don't keep me waiting now. What's in there? In that dark sarcophagus?
The dark sarcophagus. Pause dramatically.
Yes, yes. How was it?
Tell her how ghastly it was. You know it's what she wants to hear.
Yes, it was a charnel house of failed business enterprises leeching life energy from this bookstore.
I knew it. Oh, such horrors that have been thrust upon us. But what else did you find? Did anything survive? No, of course not. Have you located the entity?
The entity.
You don't have anything of substance to tell her until you found that entity of hers.
That's all I can say for now. How the fuck do I go upstairs? I'm going somewhere. I didn't finish exploring this area. I see, yes. Shoes in a puddle of melting snow. I know what I'm saying. Postcard. That's it. Downer. I was hoping for more. Oh! This tray is full of dice. Colorful polyhedral dice. Hundreds of them. The candy dispenser has been repurposed to contain thousands of dice. Is this the Game Master's room?
Hello. I'm Nia.
Hi, Nia. A bird-like woman sits on a throne of tools with emerald light shining through her hair, which we can't see because she's wearing a thing on her head, but sure.
Did you try knocking on my window? I must have missed you. I've been listening to my Milius.
She taps on her headphones.
So what kind of die are you looking for?
Could this be the malicious entity? Perhaps it's wise to go along with this masquerade for now.
Perhaps.
She's got a direct view to the backyard. You should interrogate her about the lynching.
I'll be,
As you wish. Till next time.
Give me a minute. I'm gonna get rid of my pry bar. And equip this. There we go. Time for some investigation. Wait a minute. I'm not gonna need... Yeah, I've got my drama thing. Okay, Would I perhaps need the other shirt? What does the other shirt do again? Conceptualization. I don't know about that. Fuck it. Let's go professional. Ma'am, I have questions.
It's you again. Did you try knocking on my window before? Are you looking for a die?
What do you mean by Milius?
Yes, a Milius is like a call-in station. You need a two-way radio to access one. That's why I have these.
She pats the headphones on the table.
Mostly, they just teach you to swear in different languages. But some of the stations can be quite interesting. I was so absorbed, I must have missed you knocking.
I mean, that is worthwhile, but you must have me confused with someone else. I haven't knocked on your window.
Then how did you get inside? By the south entrance? You know what? It doesn't even matter.
Suppose not.
What matters is that you're finally here. Let's talk dice. Did you have something specific in mind?
Why are you asking about dice?
I'm a novelty dice maker. Tell me the name of your role-playing system and I'll make the die you need. That's why you're here, yes?
Sure, why not?
As she speaks, her bone-like fingers fiddle with a ring. Her bones light, but her hands strong.
Interesting.
Role-playing games? You know the one made by Fortress Accident. Does that count?
No, I was looking for something else. Squint your eyes mysteriously. Answers.
Answers? How strange. These days people only come to me for dice and role-playing games.
Not today.
I'm not sure how helpful I'll be, but go ahead and ask.
I have accidentally stumbled dick first into an investigation. The walls around her are covered with rows of precious stones and minerals.
It almost looks as if the stones and dice are a natural part of the room, growing out of the shelves like stalagmites.
How did you become a dice maker?
How did I become one? It was a business decision. I was a regular jeweler at first, but that's an unfocused field with too much competition.
I bet.
Some of my friends were role players. They asked me to make some polyhedral dice out of cobalt. That was my first order. I grew it from there.
Do you like role-playing games?
Not especially. I like working with rare materials and a steady pay. And role players as customers? They're nice people.
That's good.
Some of those nice people have big bucks to spend on novelty items.
Yeah, and they have their parents' money and all.
She's thankful for the security they provide her.
So what do you know about the man who was lynched?
Nothing really. I didn't know him.
Oh.
Who cares about the dead body? We might be dealing with a malignant entity here.
It's possible, but we need information.
The lieutenant looks at his notebook, then the woman under the large window.
Your window looks directly onto the courtyard. You're saying you didn't see or hear anything unusual last Sunday evening?
I mean, if she was mid-job and listening on her headphones, she probably wouldn't have heard a goddamn thing.
I'm sorry, detective, but as you know, I usually have my headphones on when I'm working. It shuts out most of the daily ruckus behind my window.
Daily ruckus?
Well, there's always something going on in the Whirling's backyard.
She stops to try and come up with an example.
During daytime, there are usually those kids. And lately, I've been seeing a lot of drunk workers hanging about. Must be because of the strike.
Must be.
She's not sorry to disappoint you. Informing on someone in a murder investigation would intrude upon her focused existence.
Makes sense, she wants nothing to do with it.
But I never saw anyone during that fateful Sunday night, I'm afraid.
Pale light comes in. And you never took your eyes off the work to look out the window?
I might have, but in this case, all I would have seen is my own reflection staring back from the darkness.
Fair.
It's really hard to make anything out in the yard when it's dark outside. Besides, I rarely get up to look out the window when I'm in the zone.
You often work Sunday nights?
It's an odd profession, making dice for people. But I like it, and I prefer doing this to sitting at home.
I mean, I work Sunday nights, so it's not unusual. Thanks for your answers.
She nods.
Anything else, officer?
Where are we? What is this place?
We're inside the chimney of an old central furnace. It's strange, I know.
She looks at the ruddy bricks that make up the walls. Even though they've been repainted there are still signs of coal-black soot here and there.
But when I arrived here, all the other rooms were taken, so I had to build myself a makeshift home. Besides, I don't really have to pay any rent here, so that's a plus.
That's pretty good.
Plaisance was right. There's an entity living in the chimney.
Yes.
You should ask her about the curse.
The curse! You're the curse. We're all the curse.
Thank you.
The lieutenant looks around the spacious room, its ceiling fading into the shadows above you. I've heard this place is cursed. Did you know that people call it the doomed commercial area?
I've heard the stories, but I don't think those stories are true.
Plaisance is the one who sent me. She's convinced that the place is swarming with malicious energies.
Plaisance, the bookshop lady? I've heard that her business is doing rather well. Have the energies spared her somehow?
Actually, it's doing terribly. There aren't any customers and she exploits her own daughter.
Oh, right. But it's not just the bookstore that's still up and running. What about the whirling in rags? Some people say it's part of the building complex.
The whirling is part of the doomed commercial area?
You could say so. Both houses were built at the same time and under the east of the Commerce Central project.
But it's still a separate building. The energies can't reach there.
And then there is me.
Looking at her messy work table, all kinds of tools lie there scattered from knives to carving files to wire cutters.
I've been here for 14 years, selling novelty dice to role-playing enthusiasts. Not exactly a million-real business idea, yet somehow I've survived despite the talk of malicious energies. Strange, isn't it?
Plaisance thinks it's because you're the source of it, a malignant entity.
Malignant entity? What does that even mean? Some kind of sorceress?
Sorceress!
What about you, officer? Do you think I'm the malignant entity?
Sorry, I'm drinking water.
Time has come to face the source. Fear not, for the forces of the universe are supporting you in this psychic quest.
It might be you that's causing this.
So I'm the Grand Dragon in the cave. Might I ask what supports this claim?
I yelled to summon the ghost of the doomed commercial area and you were the one who answered.
Oh my, I've revealed myself.
Now she's done it.
You better call the exorcists.
I don't have to call anyone, I'm a ghost whisperer myself.
Of course. How convenient. Well, if you ever find a way to explain all those inconsistencies in the curse, then let me know.
She turns back to her work.
Plaisance needs to hear about this. Perhaps if you combine your psychic energies, you will make sense of the situation.
Maybe. Do you know what happened to other tenants? Everyone's gone.
More or less. Are you interested in anyone specific?
There's a hair salon.
Yes, I think it was called Androgynous Orlando or something similar. They weren't a big hit around here. Turns out that working class men don't like genderless haircuts. They're scared of that word.
Cowards.
You wouldn't like it either. The others would laugh at you.
I'm too much of a man. That's why I have long hair.
A bit of experimenting every now and then isn't bad.
My brain is arguing with itself.
It's not about the haircut. It's about the confidence.
Damn fucking right. What's wrong with a bit of experimenting?
I guess it just wasn't the time yet.
He tucks a strand of hair underneath the headscarf. What happened to the gym?
It wasn't merely a gym, it was Artemitep's boxing club. A community project created to steer at-risk youth away from drugs and crime.
And who was Artemetep? Who was that guy?
A kind man from Zemsk. I heard he had some trouble with the law when he was younger, and that's why he wanted to start the gym, as his way of giving back.
Maybe that's what Kuno needs, a community-centric boxing club.
Kuno? Who's Kuno?
He's a little ginger gremlin who likes to defile dead bodies.
Oh yes, you mean the kid with the sailor's mouth. Yes, I've heard him yelling profanities in the backyard.
She looks out the window, it's oddly quiet there at the moment.
I think it would take more than a gym to help that kid.
Probably. So how did it work out?
It didn't. If anything, it made the youth situation in Martinez even worse. At some point, someone started a rumor that the punching bag downstairs was full of amphetamines.
That's not good.
Eventually, the coalition took away the funding and the club went bankrupt. This was a few years ago. It's gotten much more peaceful around the plaza ever since.
Downer. So what's up with the windows?
Oh, this one's a mess. There used to be a company that promised to repair windows 24 hours a day.
Oh god.
What could go wrong with this one, right?
Uh-huh.
Turns out, the business was actually set up as a front for an illicit group that was producing snuff milias.
Jesus Christ.
Who would have guessed?
Of all things.
And they never cleaned up the debris either. Now it's just littering the hallway and I have no idea how to get rid of it on my own.
Cool, very cool about the debris, but what's a snuff milieu?
It's a sub-Rosa radio station that broadcasts real murders with real victims.
I had a feeling.
Some people pay good money to get off on it.
Christ.
Don't worry, the ICP has a separate division that deals exclusively with unlicensed sub-Roses. This isn't our problem.
Thank God for that.
Good luck with that. It's not easy catching those perpetrators.
Then she lets the thought go. Did someone here make stuffed animals? I saw mounts lying around.
You mean Mr. Fabron, the taxidermist? No, he mostly just did drugs. Anything else?
Creepy mannequins?
There used to be a fashion atelier here, but I have forgotten the head designer's name. They were doing well for a couple of years, until the insect rights activists came.
Insect rights activists? What?
The atelier produced a certain collection that used chitin among the materials. Apparently chitin is made in the Occident, where it's extracted from beetle wings.
Okay.
And you know how all kinds of political movements are big in the Occident. The activists shut down the biggest chitin supplier, which of course caused the price to skyrocket.
Uh-huh.
And, naturally, All the most fashionable tastemakers refused to be seen in Kyton from then on. The atelier went bankrupt before they could finish the collection.
But insects don't have any brains or feelings.
Actually, insects do have brains. But yes, I understand what you're saying. I think the protesters took it a little too far.
No brains, pure evil.
As she shifts around, you notice several dead flies on the windowsill in front of her. Legs up. They're not moving.
Good, screw them.
Anything else?
What's with the rotor blades and skis?
They were made by a company called Slipstream. After they pivoted from making rotor blades to skis, their chief executive took off on a vacation with all their money.
She rests her chin on her hand with an impish smile.
Honestly, I think it's quite funny. I think he's still sending out holiday transmissions from Tulula or Tiumotiri or Hashtkor or wherever he is.
What do they say?
The usual, I imagine. That he's been thinking up all kinds of new business plans and can't wait to get started on them just as soon as he returns.
Her smile widens before she sees the lieutenant's face behind you.
Men like that are a curse.
The lieutenant is stern.
Sure, but Slipstream is history now. All their remaining assets got seized by the bailiffs in 47.
Huh.
I have no idea why those skis and blades are still lying around in the house. Not much use now, I guess.
I would assume.
Maybe you could make a sword out of one. No, wait, forget it. It would take too long.
No, I want a sword. I found a strange machine.
Fortress Accident, the radio game studio.
She closes her eyes as some remnant of a memory lights up her face.
She liked them.
You liked them?
They were an interesting bunch. We talked about role-playing systems every now and then. Once, I even saw two of them get into fisticuffs over Wirral.
Sounds about right.
They certainly took their work very seriously, even if they seemed to be chronically liberal with their schedules.
What do you mean? What happened?
The usual. They ran out of money and couldn't get the project done on time.
What went wrong?
Well, I did hear them talking at times.
She looks at the hallway as if she can still hear them chit-chat behind her curtains on a cigarette break.
They seemed to believe they were historical individuals on some grand quest.
I mean, from what I've seen, it did look quite impressive.
Yes, but when the money started to run out, they just began to complain a lot about capitalism. You know, how the markets are rigged to keep out new businesses and so on. In the end, they just didn't get it done. They didn't have enough willpower to produce something truly historic and to show up to work on time.
That's a shame. I would have supported them. It looked great.
Not the wisest decision. You would have lost all your savings.
Well, yeah. She tosses a pair of dice on the table. One of them stops near the edge of the metallic desk.
The result is 1.
Ha!
On a 20-sided die.
Nat 1.
The dice is black and filled with little silvery flakes, like snowfall.
Very cool.
Anything else?
There was a terrifying bear in the cellar.
Oh boy, the fabled Revachol ICT. You're in for a treat here.
She smiles and leans closer, hands on her knees like a stand-up comedian ready to tell a story. Alright, hit me with it.
The place was owned by two guys who had some rather innovative ideas about marketing. The bear was one of them. Now ask me about their other ideas.
Yes.
Indeed. What were the other ideas?
Alright, what about the other ideas?
There was really just one. And it involved picking out the prettiest girls in the neighborhood and paying them 20 cents per hour to man the booth.
Uh-huh.
And by man the booth, I mean slump behind the counter with a face that could maim you if you ever dared to disturb their bored magazine browsing.
She leans back, disapproving.
Fritte does the same thing.
Fritz does do the same thing. I mean, Frit does that too.
Employing silky teenage girls is a widespread practice, yes. Unfortunately, they always come in packs. I'm talking about acne-ridden girlfriends and gorilla-like boyfriends loitering near the shop. At least that's what happened with Revachol ICT.
Unfortunate.
And they already had the bear.
She closes her eyes as if remembering something painful. What about the bear?
The bear.
She repeats, pressing thumbs into her temples like trying to suppress a headache.